Welcome back. As debt ceiling negotiations continue here in Washington, Jaron, major developments this past week on the shared revenue bill in Madison.
Yeah, a marathon day well into the night at the state capitol. Wednesday, Republicans passed the latest version of the bill, which would give more state money to municipalities statewide and allow Milwaukee and Milwaukee County to raise its sales tax, but only if voters approve, a provision that's become a critical point of contention.
We are done negotiating. We are not going to take changes. We are not going to change the bill substantially. What we have before us is the deal that we are going to send to our colleagues in the state Senate.
Now, that referendum provision has been at the center of private negotiations for weeks. Local leaders, including Milwaukee's mayor and the county executive and Governor Evers, have pushed to remove it from the bill. And in a dramatic turn after the vote, Senate Majority Leader Devin LeMahieu firing back, escalating tensions, saying the Senate is going in a different direction.
That it likely won't include a referendum vote, because I think that would not fix the problems in Milwaukee, because I think a referendum vote would fail. So I think the way to do it is through a vote by the Common Council and the County Board.
The bill now heads to a state Senate committee. In response, the governor siding with LeMahieu, a spokesperson saying that he appreciates LeMahieu's willingness to continue negotiating. So, Matt, it's going to be incredibly interesting to see how all of this plays out. Voss telling our editorial partner, WisPolitics.com, the Senate action could ultimately kill this bill.
Much more on that in the coming days, and also on the debt ceiling negotiations here in Washington. As you know, former President Trump has said, well, if you don't get the spending cuts that you want, Republicans, you should default. What do you think of that?
Well, first of all, there's no reason to default at all.
So that's not an option.
We have more. I've called this a phony crisis, and it is. If you had a responsible Treasury Secretary, responsible president, they would take default off the table by saying we have more than enough revenue to service our debt. That's our default, okay? If you don't service your debt.
So come June 1st, this isn't a crisis in your mind?
It doesn't have to be if it's managed responsibly. Again, we have more than enough revenue coming in to pay for our debt servicing, Social Security, probably Medicare. Now, some of these agencies might have to shut down temporarily until Congress and the president can get his act together. But there's no need for a crisis whatsoever. So what responsible leadership should be doing is calming the markets and say, we'll get through this. There's no way we're going to default under that. I don't think we can even do it constitutionally. We have more than enough revenue to prevent any kind of default. So let's stop talking about that.
So the goal is somewhere between the House bill and a clean bill with the president.
Well, clean bill's not going to happen. We have, I think,
and the House bill won't happen.
Well, it could. There's no. Right now, it's the only thing on the table. Okay.
Do you see yourself supporting something in between those two?
We'll see what happens. I would support the House bill right now. That was my guarantee to House conservatives.
Negotiations ongoing. Where are you at in terms of your willingness to vote for
the
a pact?
debt ceiling should not be. This feels like hostage taking.
What do you think about what President Biden is doing negotiating?
Well, the thing of it is that what negotiation? Raise the debt ceiling as we have done. The debt went up $10 trillion under Trump. It went up $30 trillion. I mean, we've raised the debt ceiling even though we had the Bush tax cuts, which put us deeply in debt, even though we had wars that were not paid for. And so it's not as if the Republicans haven't contributed to this $30 trillion in debt. Let's pay our bills. Let's have our debate and arguments, as we always have, about the budget, but not just have a sweeping 22% decrease. There's nothing to play with. Republicans claim they're not going to default, but they are trying to hold us hostage.
All right, Jaron, so President Biden cutting his overseas trip short, returning to Washington today.
Okay, Matt, up next, the state of the delegation when Upfront in Washington returns.